Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and it's time for another episode of League Talks. If you have a question for a future episode, you can send me a private message on YouTube titling the subject League Talks and submitting your question that way, or you can send me an email to angryhoneybadger@hotmail.com and sending me your questions there as well. Today we are going to be discussing, obviously, more viewer-submitted questions about League and all of that fun stuff, and the game in the background is an all-random, all-mid game from a stream not too long ago, so enjoy that in the background while we answer some questions. My first question today is, I'm one of your subscribers for over a year and have watched all your videos. I have never seen you using skins for champions. So that's my question. What's your point of view on skins? Do you think they are useless, funny, or not worth buying? Well, that's kind of a good point. I think a lot of the videos I had coming out up to a few months ago, I really didn't have a lot of skins for. Or some of my earlier on ones, I know I did have skins for. I do buy some skins, but I don't buy a ton. I like them. I just only buy them if I really, really like them. So I usually try to buy one if it's for a champion I do play often, but obviously I don't have champions I play often over and over because I'm always playing new champions and coming out with new builds, so I do try to play everybody. So I know a lot of people don't do that because they kind of find their handful of champions that they like to play, so they buy champion skins for those. Now, there's always my classic ones that I did buy immediately. I think the first couple skins I bought were Corporate Mundo, because I played a lot of him, and then I bought one of the older Mordekaiser skins, the red one. Can't think of the name of it, but I did buy those as like my first few. Since then, I do have a few more, and I have been buying a few more for champions I do like, and the skins on them that I do like. I have Battle Bunny Riven, because I like playing her a little bit, and I like that skin. I have the Teacher one for Fiora. I do have a handful of other ones. I have a cool Jarvan skin. I got I don't even know, I got a bunch of skins now that when I come to think of it. I got Dragon Slayer Vayne and a bunch of other ones. And, I do have a handful now, so when I go back and remake some of my build videos, I will have some skins. So that has happened. I don't know, maybe my Shen video has my skin in it. I think it maybe does, but I mean, after I made Shen builds, I was like, wow, I really enjoy Shen, so I bought the one that looks like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So that is what I've kind of done after I've played some champions and decided that I do like them a bit more after I've made build videos for them. I have bought more skins. I do think they're awesome, and they obviously do support the game, so they're great things to buy if you do like them a lot, but I only buy them if I really, really like the skin, or if there's an awesome sale, I'll pick one up too. So that's usually how I acquire skins. Either they're on sale or it's one I really, really like a lot. My next question kind of has to do with the last question. Somebody's asking me what my top 3 favorite skins are. Ooh, this is a good question. Now, I will just say 3, and I know there's a lot of other really good ones, but I'm going to go with my 3 favorites because I like them for different reasons. I'm going to go with Badger Teemo because it's Badger Teemo, and I'm the Angry Honey Badger, so obviously Badger Teemo is an awesome skin. The next one is going to be the first skin I did ever buy, which is Corporate Mundo. It's hilarious to chuck briefcases at people. I love that. It makes me giggle. So, that's the next one. And then the third best one, I did just talk about the 3 other ones that I do own, but the other ones that I do like, and I'll say they all tie for the sake of it, are the Teacher Fiora, which I think is hilarious because they're beating people to death with a ruler. Never gets old because it makes the slappy ruler sound, which is kind of cool. And then Battle Bunny Riven, I always think is just kind of funny. She looks like a Playboy bunny. And then I like that Shen one a lot where he looks like Scorpion. So those are probably my top ones that I like. There's other really good ones too, but I like those ones a lot. Obviously, I think Brolof's hilarious, but I don't own it. So there's lots of good ones, but those are probably my favorites. The next question that I have today is kind of more of a personal one towards one individual champion. They ask, what's your opinion on Vladimir? Is he a good champion? I used to play him when he came out, and then I stopped playing him for quite a while. Then I quit playing League, and I started picking up 3 weeks ago, and it's been a long break, and I think they're playing Vlad again. So, what are my thoughts on Vladimir? I think he's a very strong champion. I think he's a great way to take some AP top lane and have a little bit of a poke on your enemy if they're not ranged at all. He's very strong in that aspect. I know some people that think he needs a buff. He's kind of been buffed and nerfed up and down a few times over the last year. I personally think he's in a very comfortable position. I really wouldn't call him overpowered. I wouldn't call him underpowered either. I'd say he's a strong champion and a good pick if you're very skilled with him. Obviously, if you're not that good with him, you know, you might get different outcomes. But I think he's a strong champion. I think he's, like I said, in a good spot. And I'm interested in playing him some more. He's a champion I've always kind of wanted to buy and make a build for. I have played him a handful of times on free weeks. But 6,300 IP, there's other champions I'd rather buy in the meantime. So hopefully he gets maybe a discount one of these weekends or something, or if somebody wants to buy him for me. That's probably when I'll take a look at Vladimir at least. But I think he'll be a fun champion to play and make a build for. I do enjoy his kit as well, and his passive's kind of fun to see if you can do anything interesting that way too. So yes, Vladimir is, I'd say, a good champion. Definitely a strong pick, especially if you start to learn him very, very well. He can do very good work top lane. He's a good mid too, but top lane he brings a very interesting aspect to kind of countering some of the people up there. So yes, Vladimir, good champion. My next question that comes in is kind of 3 questions that I will address. First, they ask me, can you say all the items going out of Season 3? Or going out on Season 3? No, I'm not going to right now. I will when the patch notes are available. I'll probably make a long patch notes video because I'm guessing it will be a very long patch notes video, and I will discuss all of it then and there. Right now, I don't need to confuse anybody with these items that are leaving League and new ones coming in right away. So we'll get to that in the patch notes, which is kind of their third question, so I'll jump to that. Their third question is, when does Season 3 arrive? Or I think what they mean is, when do those items arrive? Season 3 already started. Technically, at least when it comes to rankings and LOs and resets and all that nonsense. That's fun. So technically Season 3 has started, but the new items that are coming into Season 3 and the items that are leaving Season 3 and all those changes haven't come yet. And I believe the scheduled date for that is either December 9th or 11th or something around there. That's when it will be at least the earliest that we'll see it. It could take a little bit longer depending on just little changes they need to make sure it doesn't crash the game, or they have any issues with champions using items. I know that's happened a few times during patches where they've had to shut off certain champions because they weren't working with patches for certain reasons. So officially that'll be in about 10-ish days. It should be fully up by the time this video is out. I mean 10 days from now. If not, it might be up in a week, which could be kind of cool. So we'll see that then, and we'll probably see a new patch notes video as well to come along with that. And then their second question that they had for me was, do you think Darius and Katarina are noob champions? And I think what you mean by, are they noob champions for people to play as in getting easy kills and all of that? I want to say no, and I want to say yes. I'm going to say more so yes towards Darius. That true damage all is a little bit nonsense, especially with the stacks. So in that aspect, a little bit, but you still need a bit of skill to use him correctly. He can be countered as well. He's really not horribly difficult to counter in certain ways. Obviously, yeah, negating the true damage ultimate, tough to do. And the bleed, yeah, kind of annoying. But there's certain things you can do to avoid this. I think I talk about it a tiny bit in my Fiora build because I do lane against a Darius in that build, and I do a good job of negating his damage and kind of holding out on him in certain ways. So if you want to go watch the Fiora build that I'm in, I do a good job of avoiding some of the damage when I need to and seeing when I have openings to kind of kill him. And you can kind of use those same ways of what he misses and what he does against other Dariuses with other champions. So that's one way to kind of counter him if you're kind of thinking about it that way. Yeah, if you build him super tanky, you're going to still be able to pick up easy kills for the most part with your ultimate and with your stacks. So yeah, I'd lean towards him being a tiny bit noob when I see a lot of people play him top lane. Another interesting thing somebody said about Darius the other day that did make me laugh and did kind of make me scratch my head and think about it was, they went to my Darius build and they said, seems like everyone who plays Darius is kind of an asshole. And that was an interesting comment, and I almost kind of agreed with it, because most kids that I see in League that play Darius, I'm not saying it's everybody, obviously, there are the people who aren't mean and very friendly, but it seems like most of them that talk in all chat when they play Darius are just rude individuals and just talk crap when they play Darius, and I personally don't find it that impressive when you are murdering everyone with just your ultimate. It's not really that ridiculously difficult. So, yes, Darius a little bit noob in some small aspects, but he's counterable and he's not over the top ridiculous. Now, as for Katarina, I don't think she is a noob champion. Yes, she does high outputs of damage, but she has a very interesting kit and can be countered incredibly easily. Now, if you're saying, oh, I have problems with her and she's super overpowered because she does way too much damage, you gotta just remember that you can counter her. And I'm guessing if you think she's overpowered, it's because you haven't countered her correctly yet. Early on in the game, there's not a lot she can do. I mean, level 1, she doesn't have too much, just depending on what she takes. So you can get some easy poke off on her, and you can deal some damage to her that way. Also, if you're ranged and she's not, technically you can get some free pokes off. Now that'll obviously kind of make her decide whether to run away or jump on you, which is going to hurt because she does the damage, but then she's going to use it and just jump on you, and if her ult's not up because it's pre-level 6, then in theory you can do some decent damage to her, although she can still pick up kills depending on the Katarina's skill level. Now obviously, yes, at level 6 she does do a lot of damage because of her ultimate, but you can easily negate this with your team or with champions that you're playing. If you have anything like a stun or a flip or anything like that, you can knock her out of her ultimate, effectively just killing all of her damage. She's going to immediately run away because she's not going to get her cooldowns back because she didn't get a kill. You'll see smart teams save basically all their hard CC for Katarinas. They'll get into a fight and they'll use some of their other CC because they'll need to fight the enemy team, but most Katarinas have to hang back and then jump in after all the hard CC has been used. And this is the difference between good cat players, bad cat players, and good teams to know how to negate Katarina's ultimate, and bad teams that just blow all their CC on the first person that runs in that happens to be the enemy tank. She sees Malphite's used his ult, and everybody else has used all their hard CC. She's just going to jump in and spin. She's not going to have to worry about anything. She's going to destroy your team in the process. So there's this difference between knowing when you need to save your hard CC to counter Katarina, and it's just this small blend, and you learn it all over time if you're new to the game. As for me, we have a friend that plays Katarina a lot, and he has to hang back a lot when he's playing against some of the teams we play against because they know, hey, Katarina's hanging out in the back. We got to save our crowd control effects for her because she will tear us apart. So there's an interesting blend of how you play Katarina, obviously, and I think a little bit low level play for the kids who know Katarina's kit really well because that's who they play a lot. It's a little bit easier because you might not know that your stuns are going to work effectively against her, or they forget and they use their stuns on other champions. So there's this delicate blend of, yes, she's powerful and strong, but it doesn't make her a noob champion. It does take some skill to really play her and learn her kit very effectively. So it kind of goes both ways. Some bad cats might look good if the enemy team can't fight against her, but some good cats look bad when the enemy team knows exactly how to deal with it. Alright, that's going to pretty much cover what I'm going to go over today for League Talks. Like I said, if you have a question for a future episode, don't be afraid to send me a private message on YouTube labeling the subject as League Talks, or sending me an email to angryhoneybadger@hotmail.com. Other than that, guys, I'll just see all of you in the next video.